Hi scholars! Welcome back to another day of Read Aloud with me, Miss Luna. And today we are going to continue reading our book, A Picture Book of Jesse Owens. So, before we start reading this book, I have two more special shoutouts. Say, oh yeah! Awesome. So, my first special shout out is for Miss Joyce's class, Boston College. I want to shout you guys out because I know all of you guys have been working super hard on your read alouds, watching these videos, completing the questions, answering them using your race response, and I know that you guys have been working hard all year long, and you guys are going to rock second grade. Ooh, sending love right now to Miss Joyce's class. Awesome. And the second special shout out I want to give out to is to my class, San Jose State. I want to shout you guys out because I know you guys have also been working hard with these read aloud videos, completing your questions, watching them, and not only that, you guys have been working so hard all year long. I am super proud of you guys, and I'm going to miss having you in your class, but I know you guys are going to rock it in second grade. Ooh, sending love to San Jose State right now. Awesome. So, today we're going to continue reading our story. But before we go, what kind of nonfiction book is this? What kind of nonfiction book? That's right. It's a biography. Ooh, and we know that biographies are nonfiction books about someone's life. Ooh, all together, get ready, go. Biographies are nonfiction books about someone's life. Ooh, one more time, get ready, go. Awesome. So, today at the end of our story, we are going to be figuring out if this is a modern biography, which is a nonfiction book about someone who's alive. Ooh, all together, get ready, go. Modern day biography is a nonfiction book about someone who's alive, or if it's a historical biography, which is a nonfiction book about someone who is dead. Ooh, all together, get ready, go. Historical biographies are nonfiction books about someone who is dead. So, we are going to be determining that at the end of our story. Got it? Awesome. So, let us start reading. Ooh, really quickly, before we continue reading, right now I want you guys to go ahead and bring out your KWL chart that we started working on yesterday. Got it? Awesome. All right, now that you guys have your KWL charts out and ready to go, let us continue reading. With a lot of hard work and with what Jesse later called his lucky legs, he ran so fast and with such grace that he was called a floating wonder. One newspaper reporter wrote that when Jesse Owens ran, it seemed like he was about to soar into the air. In 1928, Jesse Owens set the junior high school record for long jump and the high jump. In 1933, he set high school records for the long jump and for the 220-yard dash. He went to Ohio State and was on the track team there, too. On May 25th, 1935, at the Big Ten Championship meet, Jesse had what has been called the greatest day in track and field history. He set 3 world records and tied a 4th, all within 45 minutes. Ooh, scholars, go ahead and start thinking. Where did Jesse go to college? That's right, he went to Ohio State. He went to? Oh, that's a fact that we can put down that we've learned on our KWL chart. So right now, let's go ahead and take some time and put that on our KWL chart. Got it? Awesome. Awesome work, scholars. Let's continue reading. Several weeks later, on July 5th, 1935, Jesse Owens married Minnie Ruth Solomon, a young woman he had met at Fairmont Junior High School. He said later, "I fell in love with her the first time we talked, and a little more every time after that. She was quiet, smart, a loving and supportive wife for Jesse, and a good mother to their 3 daughters, Gloria, Marlene, and Beverly." In 1936, the Olympic Games were held in Berlin, Germany. Adolf Hitler, the German Nazi leader at the time, said native Germans were part of a master race, that blacks and especially Jews were inferior. Jesse Owens and other athletes proved he was wrong. Jesse Owens won 4 gold medals and was the hero of the 1936 Olympics. He tied the Olympic record of 10.3 seconds for the 100-meter race, set a new world record of 20.7 seconds for 200 meters around a curve, and was part of the team to set a record for the 400-meter relays. With a long jump of 26 feet, 5 5/16 inches, 8.06 meters, Jesse Owens set a new Olympic record too. "He seemed to be jumping clear out of Germany," wrote one reporter. Lutz Long, the popular German jumper who came in second, ran over to shake Jesse's hand. The picture of the 2 athletes, a black American and a white German in the midst of all the hate and prejudice around them, is one of the lasting images of the 1936 Olympics. Ooh, scholars, right now I want you to go ahead and start thinking. Go ahead and start thinking. Why is it important that Jesse and the German jumper shook hands? Why is that important? Why is that important that they both shook hands? Ooh, thinking about your answers. Taking about 30 more seconds to get your answer in your head and ready to shout out. All right, if you have your answer, go ahead and shout it out now. Yeah, the reason why this is so important is because of segregation. And remember, we learned what that meant in Martin's big words. So there is a separation between black and white people. And the reason why this photo was so important because it showed white and black people coming together and shaking hands during a time where there was a lot of hate. So this is why this image is very important. Awesome work, scholars. Let's keep on reading. There was a parade in Cleveland to welcome Jesse Owens home, and in New York City, he rode at the head of a ticker-taper parade of the entire Olympic team. But there was prejudice too, and Jesse said later that when he returned to the United States, "I couldn't ride in the front of the bus. I couldn't live where I wanted." In the years following Jesse's great victories at the 1936 Olympics, he worked as a playground director, made speeches, appeared on radio programs, and led a band of black musicians. He started the Jesse Owens Dry Cleaning Company in 1938, but it went out of business a year later. He continued to run too, in exhibition races against baseball players, cars, motorcycles, dogs, and horses. Years later, he wrote that sometimes those races made him feel more like a spectacle than an athlete, but he also wrote, "At least it was an honest living. I had to eat." Jesse Owens gave hundreds of speeches on the value of family, religion, and hard work. He was warm and friendly, and audiences loved to listen to him. Jesse Owens also wrote his autobiography and 2 books on issues facing the black community. In the first one, Black Think, My Life as a Black Man and White Man, he wrote, "If the Negro doesn't succeed in today's America, it is because he has chosen to fail." 2 years later in I Have Changed, he seemed more aware of the prejudice blacks faced every day and showed more understanding for those who fought for equality. For many years, Jesse Owens was called the world's fastest human, and he won many awards. In 1950, he was named the all-time greatest track and field athlete by the Associated Press. In 1976, President Gerald R. Ford gave him the Presidential Medal of Freedom. In 1979, President Jimmy Carter gave him the Living Legends Award. Jesse Owens died of lung cancer on March 31, 1980 in Tucson, Arizona. People all over the world were saddened as they remembered his great victories and his warm smile. The races Jesse Owens ran were over in seconds, but the story of his rise from a poor sharecropper's son to a world hero has inspired young people to dream and to work hard to make their dreams come true. Oh, scholars, right now I want you to go ahead and start thinking. Go ahead and start thinking. Who gave Jesse medals when he was older, and why did he get those medals? Who gave Jesse medals when he was older, and why did he get those medals? Ooh, thinking about your answer. Also maybe looking for some text evidence that'll support that answer. Taking about 30 more seconds to get your answer in your head and ready to shout out. Alright, you guys have your answer. Go ahead and shout it out. Yeah. So when Jesse was older, he received a medal from the President of the United States during that time, who was President Ford. And he received the medal of the Presidential Medal of Freedom just because he was a great American. And he made a difference in many people's lives and gave a lot of people hope and inspiration to help accomplish their dreams. Awesome work, scholars. And that is the end of our story. So, scholars, we just finished reading our book, The Picture Book of Jesse Owens. So, right now, I want us to go ahead and take about 2 to 3 minutes to go ahead and start thinking, what are some things that we learned? Right now, we're going to finish filling out the rest of what we've learned. I want you to put down at least 1 to 2 things. Got it? So right now, thinking of something, what's something that we learned? Taking about a couple more seconds before we start writing it down. All right, now that we have what we've learned in our head, let's go ahead and take this time to start writing it down in our KWL chart. Awesome, and let's go. Alright, so now that we have finished filling out the last part, let's go ahead and look over it. So, like I said earlier, it's okay if you do not have the same things as me. Got it? As long as you just put down something that you've learned from this story, that's all that matters. Got it? Awesome. Alright, and some things that we learned about Jesse Owens was that Jesse moved to Cleveland when he was a young boy. He went to Ohio State, he received a medal from the president, and he broke many world records. Wow, scholars, we learned so much. Awesome job. So, that is the end. Oh, wait, before we go, I have one more question that I want you guys to answer on your piece of paper. Got it? You can do it right underneath your KWL chart. I want you to answer this question. Is this book a modern biography or a historical biography, and how do you know? Is this story a modern biography or a historical biography, and how do you know? Got it? And remember that when you're answering this question, to be using your race response. All right, scholars, that's all for today's lesson. Come back tomorrow so you can see what surprise we have. All right,